it's Whitney here. And today I was about to say another Let's Play for you guys, but we don't have a Let's Play. We actually have a speed build. Yesterday, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with astrology. Most of you may not know this, but I don't know. I would consider myself like a spiritual girl or a hippie or a free spirited person, and I do follow astrology. But lately, I have not been following it. But I swear, I feel like we're probably in Mercury retrograde or coming up close to one. I honestly don't know. I probably should check. But I've been having so many technical difficulties. Also, this morning, one of my exes messaged me. So I don't know. I have a feeling that Mercury retrograde is approaching because yesterday my OBS system crashed. I like got to the very end of recording another episode of my 100 baby challenge, and literally none of it recorded. It was recording, but when I pressed stop record, it like wouldn't stop, and it just said gave me this message that it crashed. And like when I went back to look at what did record, it was absolutely nothing. So, and I already saved the game, so there's gonna be, when we continue that series, it's gonna be like a piece that's missing. So that's unfortunate, but I've kind of like been in this space of like whatever is meant to be will be, and whatever is not meant to be won't be. Like, I honestly feel like what's meant for you would just come to you without you having to force it, or without you having to like struggle for it. So I was like, I don't want to not post anything, because I did have, I was thinking things through, and I was like, do I would just want to like record something else, another Let's Play or something like that. But I have been trying to be consistent lately. I haven't been in the past, but that's because I was running two different channels for like two different types of things. And I think like it was last month or so where I was like, I'm going to see like where can I get this channel if I just focus on Sims and creating this kind of content. And so with that, I have been able to have more time to focus, and I've really been trying to be consistent with posting. I don't know if you noticed it. I haven't even wanted to say anything about it, because like that's something that I fear, is that I say that I'm trying to be consistent, and then I say it, and as soon as I say it, like I'm not able to be it. But I have been trying to post every Tuesday and Friday at the same exact time. And so I was like, I didn't need to. I was like I said earlier, like I'm not trying to force anything. Like whatever's meant to happen will happen. But I was like, I do want to, like be consistent. Like I want to prove to myself that I can be consistent. But so I went through my files to see like what kind of videos do I have, and I had this one, which is a campsite in Granite Falls. And at first I didn't plan on making a speed build video. I was like gonna save it for, I don't know, something like TikTok or YouTube shorts, because I was like, I don't think anyone's gonna want to see a build of a campsite. Like it's not even like an actual build, because as you can see so far, like I'm really just placing like, I don't know, what is it called, landscaping and a few objects and terrain paint, and that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot of like actual building to this build. But I don't know, I'm also in the space where like I want to create what I want to create. I'm trying to get away from focusing on what do other people want or what do other people want to see. I'm really focusing on just like creating what it is that I want to create, because it's something that I get enjoyment out of, and it's something that I want. And so like this campsite, it was something that I wanted in my game, because the family that I was playing with, they're in the summer season, and the way that I play my game is my seasons have 2 weeks. Like I play with longer seasons. I think like the way that it usually pops up for most people is the seasons only last 7 days, but my seasons last 14 days. And so in the summer, on the second week of that season, I like to do a little vacation. So I really wanted to do something with Granite Falls, because that's kind of like the type of Sims that they are. They're like adventurous. They're a single couple. They don't have any kids yet, and so they just want to like be adventurous and explore different things. So I wanted to do a campsite in Granite Falls. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, and I'll probably say it a bunch of other times too. But I don't know, like when it comes to the lots, especially the older games, like what is this? I think it was Outdoor Retreat. This is like one of the first. I think it was the first stuff. No, not stuff pack. Is it stuff pack, or is it a game pack? it's not an expansion pack. It's like whatever, like the Sims like tier like DLC is like so weird, but it was like one of the first. I think it's a game pack. Um, and it didn't like I didn't like the campsite that came with Granite Falls. Like I'm the type of when I play the game, I don't really like to sit through loading screens because once I sit through one, it's kind of like by the time it's done loading, I've gotten bored and I've moved on to something else. I probably started scrolling on TikTok or something and gotten distracted, and then by the time the game loads, I kind of don't want to play it anymore. So for me, in order to actually like sit down and play The Sims for a long period of time, which I can do, like I will literally sit and play for hours. I need to be able to get as much out of one single lot as possible. And so I can definitely see my Sims coming to this campsite and having, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a ton of stuff to do, but it is more than I think came with this original lot. Like, I don't even know what this original lot looked like, but I know it definitely didn't look like this. And another thing too is I've kind of been living through my Sims a little bit too because lately I've really been wanting to camp and I don't know, like I don't really have a lot of friends as it is. I barely have any. And I definitely don't have any friends who would want to go camping. And I also have this fear of like going and doing things by myself. Like I'm trying to work on getting out of that and I have been doing so. Like usually if there's something that I want or want to do, usually I go through this period of being fearful of it, but then I eventually get past that and I just go ahead and do it. Like I have my son, of course, and he would definitely go camping with me if I asked him to, but I also just have this fear of just doing things on my own, and like I've never been camping before, so I have no idea like where what to start or like what you need to go camping. And I also just have this fear of like being a total like looking like a noob, I guess. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing because I don't know, like that's another one of my fears. And I'm gonna get a little bit of philosophical on you guys, but like I believe that like what the things that we fear, the reason why we fear them is because we want them so bad. So I feel like a lot of us, we have to stop looking at our fear as a bad thing. Like I feel like our like for some of us, like depending on what it is that you fear, I feel like it's like almost like a safety mechanism. Like it's like our hearts desire a certain thing, and kind of like in a way to protect itself from being hurt or disappointed. It's like our heart also puts a lot of fear, or it may be our brain. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's our heart or our brain, but like something creates like fear within us so that we don't like it's like so just in case we aren't disappointed by failing at something or not getting something that we desire. But I feel like, you know, if we give ourselves like if we pay attention to what it is that we fear, like acknowledge it instead of letting it, you know, ignoring it or letting it like run run you basically. I feel like over time, like you eventually like get over it, you get past it, and you don't have to like force yourself, but it'll just, you know, happen organically. Like just taking like some type of steps. Like for me, like I just said, I'm like afraid to go camping, so I feel like the first step for me would just buy a tent and maybe just like camp outside or something in my yard. Maybe that would be, you know, the first step for me, and then eventually I'll get to the point where I am camping at an actual campsite that maybe looks like this. So yeah, that's kind of like what I'm hoping, and I guess that was like a little piece of advice. I don't know where that came from, but I should be talking about the build. I always go on like these wild tangents when I'm doing these speed builds, and I think it's because I don't really have anything to say about the build except for maybe this. Like this is the only thing that I actually would consider an actual build. It was very simple. It wasn't much thought into it. I just built it on this campsite because one of the things I also hate about this particular campsite is it doesn't come with a bathroom. I don't know if the poo poo or pee pee, whatever, the pee pee poo poo bush thing, I don't know if that came with outdoor retreat. I know it comes with a few different packs. I know it came with werewolves. I think I actually used the werewolf pee pee poo poo bush because I like the way that it looked better. It looks like an actual bush that would be outside. It doesn't have like those annoying hearts like I think the one that came with the get together pack. I think that's the one with the hearts on it. I don't like that one. And one thing that I tried to do with this campsite is I wanted to look like it blended in with the environment. Like this is literally a spot in the woods that your Sims can come to and camp out in. It's like a designated area. Like maybe you have to go through a certain trail to get to it or find it. But like I was saying, I like this little bathroom thing that I built. Like I kind of want it to be like this is off the grid, so it doesn't really have like running water or electricity. It's kind of like a pump, like maybe there's a pump well or something that you get your water from to take a shower or something. But I hate like when it goes to Granite Falls, like having to find that stupid little thing where they can take showers and use the bathroom, because I always have a hard time finding it. And by the time I do find it, like my Sims have to walk so far to get it, and that their bladders are almost busting, and they usually pee on themselves. So I don't know. And I feel like also Granite Falls is like one of the vacation destinations that I barely go to. So lately I've been giving it a lot of attention. I also built something else for Granite Falls. I'm not gonna say what it is. You'll just see it when you see it. You'll probably see it soon. I also want to like renovate the cabins, of course, and I also want to change the national park that's there into something else. I already know what I'm going to change it to, but I don't want to say it until I do it. Because I feel like Granite Falls is like one of those places I don't really go to for vacations that much, because I don't know. I feel like it's nothing really that you can do. I don't know if they changed it. I have noticed that like when my Sims go on vacation to like Mount Komaribi, or however you say it, they can travel to other worlds still, but I think when they travel to Granite Falls, they can't go anywhere else. They can't go to like Willow Creek or anything like that. Like they're kind of stuck in Granite Falls. So sometimes I avoid going on vacation to Granite Falls because they can't really go anywhere. There's nothing really to do. So lately I've been focusing on Granite Falls because, like I said, my Sims that I'm currently playing with, they're planning on a vacation to Granite Falls. So I wanted to create some lots that they're going to. Like, of course, they're gonna be camping out here in at this campsite because they don't want to they don't want to stay in a cabin. Like they actually want to have the experience of camping outside, because they do live currently in San Myshuno, which is the city, and so right now they've really been craving like experiencing the exact opposite of the city, which is like off the grid, unplugged, and in the middle of nature. And I feel like that's also something that I've been craving because I love nature so much. I like the sound of the trees, I like the wind, I like the sound of the birds. I just love the sound of nature. It's like super comforting to me. And like I said, I've kind of lately been living through my Sims a little bit, so I've been thinking about like if I was a Sim, like what like what would I want to be surrounded by? And so I did include a few other items. I did try to stick to only outdoor retreat, and I did use a lot of that stuff that came with the pack, but like when comes to activities, I think the activity table that I used, I think that was outdoor retreat. I also used the horseshoe thing, that I think that was also outdoor retreat, and also this little fireplace thing that's in the middle, which is like the main focus. Like this is where you might come and meet up with your friends. Like it's not like a whole lot of activities to do. The little spring, what is it? The hot spring bath thing. That's from Snowy Escape, and the water balloon bucket is from Seasons, I believe. So yeah, I think those are like maybe the only two things I think that I can think of that weren't outdoor retreat. I used a lot of the landscaping, well, pretty much all the landscaping that came with outdoor retreat in this pack, because like I said, I wanted to make it seem like we are literally outdoors in the middle of the woods somewhere. Because like when you delete everything, it's just a lot. It's just a flat like lot, and it kind of looks out of place. And like I said, I wanted to make it seem like this is like a park that you might go to, and you kind of have to try hike down a trail, and you find the spot where you can come. And I feel like this is like the perfect place to bring your family. Maybe not so much your infants or your toddlers, because I didn't include like a potty, but I think the toddlers can use the tents. And I guess if you bring your infants, you can bring like the little portable crib that came. I don't know if it was base game or if it came with Growing Together. So I guess you could bring your infant. I don't know how like convenient it would be to bring your infant here in the middle of the woods. But I think your toddlers could come, and I think you can, the porta not the porta potties, the little potties for toddlers, they are portable, so you could bring your toddlers. But I feel like it's a perfect place for everyone. We like got the swings for the children. The adults can use the hot springs. I think the children can also use the hot springs, so it doesn't just have to be for the adults. But I don't know, I feel like this is like the perfect place to bring your family because it's not like a whole lot of stuff for them to get distracted by, and I feel like this is like the perfect place for them to like just bond and spend time together, like the activity table, like they can just sit and play puzzles or uh do the card game or the Where's My Llama game together. They have the swings and they can swing together, and then at the end of the night they can sit around the fire and roast marshmallows together. And I just feel like it's, like I said it a bunch of times, it's the perfect place to bring your family and spend time together. And I feel like a lot of the time when you're playing Sims, that's kind of difficult to do because everyone, like especially if you play with like autonomy on, they kind of like drift apart and kind of do their own thing. And like you didn't even see it, but like I did talk about like when I was recording that like the, I guess it was like the third or fourth part of my 100 Baby series. It kind of like annoys me where like your Sims don't even like sit together to eat their food. Like one person might be standing in front of the fridge. The other person might be sitting at the countertop. Another person might be sitting at the dining room table, but they're like talking to each other still, but they're literally way across the room from each other, and that's kind of annoying. And like one thing I really want to, like the energy that I was trying to bring into this lot is that like it's togetherness. What your Sims are doing here, like they're going to do it together. I'd use a lot of landscaping. I don't even think I'm like super good at landscaping, but I think that was like a challenge for me kind of with this build. Like I wanted to make this lot look full without it being full. Like I wanted it to look like it's a part of nature. Like this hot spring that I'm putting plants and stuff around, it looks like it was here. But I think that's all I have to say about this build. I'm actually kind of glad that I did save this footage instead of deleting it because I really do like how this video turned out. I like how the build turned out as well. And I can see myself definitely using this campsite a lot more now. But let me know down below, like if you're interested in using this or if you're interested in camping or nature or whatever. It is on the gallery. I think I will leave my gallery ID down below in the description. But yeah, thank you so much. If you stuck around to the end, you have to stick around for the actual end so that you can like see everything. I know it can be kind of hard to see everything when it's all sped up like this, so stick around to the end. You can see how everything came together. But again, I appreciate you so much for watching, and please subscribe so that we can play again in the future. And I look forward to creating more Let's Plays. Hopefully they go and record correctly and I don't have any more technical issues. I'm going to check at the, like after I'm done to see if it's actually a Mercury retrograde, because I definitely don't feel prepared for that. Usually, I don't know, like I usually like I'm super chilled during Mercury retrograde. Like they don't really affect me, but lately it's kind of like been annoying me. But I've kind of been like just taking like a step back and being like, okay, it's fine. Everything is as it's meant to be. And so yeah, and then I just go about my business. But so hopefully that helps you as well. And until next time, I will play with you guys later.